So there is a massive disconnect between what the average person thinks AI is capable of doing and what AI is actually capable of doing right now. And in today's video, I want to shine some light into what is happening on the frontier of AI, what it means for the future of this AI build out, and what you should be doing about it. So I look at AI news almost daily, but I still stumble across things that absolutely drop my jaw. And I wanted to show you a couple of these before we get into the impact of what they actually mean for you and your job. So the first one was a video of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting each other on a rooftop. And no, this is not a trailer for a new movie that they're working on. This was completely AI generated with Seed Dance 2.0. And seeing this makes you realize there is no competitive advantage for Hollywood anymore. Anyone can make any content that they want, and the only thing that's going to protect them is the court system. The next thing that gave me pause was 11 Labs' demo of a customer service agent. Listen in.
Hey there, I'm Jennifer with 11 Airlines. And how can I help you today?
Jennifer, my flight just got canceled and I'm stuck here in Orlando. At this rate, I'm going to be missing my daughter's birthday. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm so sorry about that. Let's figure out what's going on, okay? Could
The
you
guy actually sounds more robotic than the actual robot in this.
please tell me which flight this was?
Yeah, this is flight MD412.
Great, thanks. Okay, just pulling that up now. Okay, yeah, I see it.
You get the
3
picture.
cancellations on 1 trip.
AI
That's,
has passed the audio Turing test. If you have not already, you need to establish a safe word with your family members in case someone tries to scam you with some of this AI. They can already spoof your phone number. They should be able to spoof your voice using this 11 Labs. And if they have enough information about you, they can devise a plausible scam that could fool your spouse, your parents, your grandparents, and you don't want any of that. So today, find a safe word, establish it with your loved ones. So if they start requesting for money out of the blue, or they get a call from you requesting for money out of the blue, they can validate that it's you and not some sort of AI deepfake voice of yours. And the last thing I wanted to show you was Meter. So they're actually tracking a metric of how long AI can work uninterrupted by itself. And the reason this matters is because uninterrupted work is the equivalent to a workday. And let's be honest, the average employee doesn't actually work their entire 8 to 12-hour workday. There are tons of breaks, there are tons of distractions. They spend an ungodly amount of time in meetings and reviewing email. And these things will actually crank out hours upon hours of uninterrupted deep work. And by the end of the year, they're expecting that AI agents will be able to work for weeks or possibly even months at a time uninterrupted. So, what does that mean for the actual job market? What are we seeing? So, the first thing I want to discuss is the ADP job numbers from January. So the job growth in January of 2026 across the entire United States was 22,000 jobs. That's right, 22,000 jobs. This is the slowest and weakest job growth since the financial crisis in 2009. I'm not saying correlation is causation in this particular case, but it is a sign of some serious structural changes that are happening inside the job market. So Klarna, which is a fintech company that specialized in digital banking and buy now, pay later, they were able to cut their workforce in half from 7,400 people to 3,000 people from 2022 to 2025.
I mean, Klarna has been shrinking. We used to be 6,000 or over 7,000, 6,000 people, and we're now less than 3,000. And I didn't ask for a single dime to do all this, right? And the reason for that is because I've seen the acceleration of AI, and I know we can ship all these things on the existing organization. We've gone from 7,000 people, we're now below 3,000. We've shrank 50%. And the majority of that is just through normal attrition. We initially, when we had 2020, we did a little bit of layoffs, but that was, not that big of a number compared to what has happened since then. And so that was the reason. The reason was easy for the board to take decisions. I didn't ask for a single dime in investments.
Is 2030, how many employees do you have then?
Less, for sure.
This is the playbook that large companies are using. They aren't laying you off, they're not firing you, but when you leave, they're not hiring to replace you. And this is going to shrink the workforce. And you're like, how? How is that even possible? And in your mind, you're still picturing AI as just a cute chatbot that will answer a few questions like a Google search or some pixelated AI image with 6 fingers and 3 ears. That's not what's happening anymore. AI has progressed from just a single chatbot to being AI agents. So you may have heard of an AI agent tool called OpenClaw. And this is the Chat GPT moment for AI agents. When this thing got released, it had a ton of use cases. So for your personal productivity, it could generate morning briefings, automated scheduling, email, and file management on your personal computer. If you're a developer or you're doing technical work, it could help you with code management. It could help you with automated testing and schedule triggers on your software. It could monitor your infrastructure 24/7. If you have a business or you're doing content creation, it could create autonomous workflows, scheduling, researching, and actually publishing content for you. It could scrape data from websites and do analysis for you. And then some of the more advanced use cases is that you could have multi-agent orchestration. So imagine building out a business with multiple agents. One agent who's in charge of marketing, one agent who's in charge of your landing pages, one agent who's in charge of research, one agent who's in charge for your customer relations management, one agent who's in charge of all of those agents. This is what people are building with OpenClaw. Entire org charts of agents managing agents. And it sounds too incredible to believe, but it exists right now. And you may have seen it a couple weeks ago, but Anthropic released an AI agent workflow in their Claude Cowork suite. And it was able to do legal contract reviews, document analysis, and data research. And when they released that, all the SaaS companies and all the legal companies took a massive hit. I'm talking about 10 to 20% drops in a single day. That product erased $285 billion of market value in a single day. A lot of people were calling it the SaaS apocalypse, the death of software as a service. Because with these AI agents, the need for software products that can do a service goes down. You can almost completely replace most software products with these agents. And the stock market across the next year is going to get sorted. It's going to get sorted into companies that are going to benefit from this AI agent build out and the ones that are going to get run over by this AI agent build out. So I would expect a lot more volatility in the coming months. So right now, these AI agents can operate on their own for hours at a time. And by the end of the year, they're trying to get them to the point where it's days, weeks, or even months of operation without any human intervention. And this is a significant change from just using a chatbot. So the output of these AI models is something called a token. It's generating tokens for you. These AI agents, they actually have a reasoning loop. There is a thought, there is an action, there is an observation, and then another thought. And then it starts all over again until it reaches its final goal. This means that that process of recursively reasoning through the problem generates tons and tons of tokens. It is a 12x difference in the amount of tokens that are generated on a single prompt. And that means that narrative of the AI build out being a bubble and all these companies overspending is actually completely wrong. These companies are actually under investing in AI build out. And you're like, that's crazy. Because in 2026, just based on all the large corporations' earnings reports, they're expected to spend between 650 and 700 billion dollars in AI capex. That's right. Just in 2026, almost $700 billion in AI capex. And that number is too low. The demand for these AI tokens is about to explode because every enterprise client, every single individual is going to want multiple AI agents working for them. And all of these AI agents have a 12x higher token generation rate than just a single query. So in December of 2025, Google actually generated 1.3 quadrillion tokens. That's right, 1.3 quadrillion tokens. And we are not even in the AI agent age. So you're multiplying that number by at least 12x moving forward. So they are not overbuilding with this massive spend. They are actually underbuilt. And the demand is going to continue to skyrocket. The other thing to consider about these models is that they are actually starting to build themselves. So Codex 5.3 and Opus 4.6, these are the two latest coding models from OpenAI and Anthropic. They're actually the first models that help code themselves. We have achieved recursive self-improvement on these AI models. And we are at the beginning of the exponential growth in their capabilities because of this recursive self-improvement. They're only going to get better. They're only going to get faster. So what should you be doing? If these models are capable of doing anything and everything, what does that leave for you? You are the tastemaker. You are the one that is deciding what is worth doing. They can do anything, but you are the one deciding what is worth doing. You are driving and guiding it to the best applications for the AI agents. So you need to get out there and actually play with these tools. You need to go beyond just plugging in random prompts into ChatGPT and actually try all the different tools available to you. So if you want to play around with video, try Seed Dance 2.0 or VO 3. If you want to make music, try Sonos. If you want to build a landing page or build an application to streamline some process in your life, try Replit or Lovable. If you actually have a coding background, then you could actually try Codex 5.3 or Opus 4.6 and actually 10x your output in code. And if you want to jump into the deep end of the pool, you can actually try these multi-agent workflows using OpenClaw. The founder of OpenClaw actually recently signed with OpenAI, so I'd imagine that capability is going to come to ChatGPT within the next few months. But if you wanted to start today, you could try building a multi-agent workflow with OpenClaw. AI is just getting started. The first use cases are coding and legal review and data analysis and research, but they're coming for all the knowledge work. So the most important thing that you can be doing right now is learning how to use these tools. Don't wait. Start today. Play with them. Learn them. And share this video with somebody else who still thinks AI is useless, it's AI slop, it generates nonsense, because that is so far from the truth of what's actually happening in the AI market right now. Thanks for tuning in. Keep getting 1% better every day, and I'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Class is dismissed, but the grind never stops. Yeah. Locked in with the best. The class is dismissed. Class is dismissed, but the grind never stops. Yeah. Locked with the best. Class is dismissed. The candles flickering, we reading through the charts. Financial literacy, we mastered all the arts. From the bull to the bear, yeah, we staying prepared. Giving you the knowledge that the others never shared. Understand the market, keep your vision on the prize. Building up the wealth right in front of your eyes. Talk Higgins, yeah, we keep it moving. Talk Higgins, watch the wealth improving. Markets and the money, making sense of the math. Helping you navigate the financial path. Talk Higgins, subscribe for the vision. Stay smart, stay invested. We out. Yeah. Classes dismissed. Classes dismissed. Classes dismissed.